You think that green sweater looks good on you?
I do, actually. What about your green sweater?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, mind your own business.
It's so funny. We didn't know what we were going to talk about today. We both showed up with a green sweater. And we're like, that makes me think of jealousy. And it's been coming up in my life recently in conversations and stories that some people have been telling me. And so I think maybe we're meant to talk about jealousy today.
Well, it's really interesting. She says, oh my God, we're wearing green.
Yeah.
This reminds me of jealousy. I'm thinking it reminds me of Mother Earth and love.
Oh.
But I said, well,
It's my
your
dark side.
topic's going to be more exciting than mine, apparently. So
Yeah.
let's talk about jealousy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was with a friend the other day, and one of her daughters was hurt by the fact that she got an award at school, and her best friend didn't talk to her for 3 days.
That's a thing?
Yeah. And she was so hurt, and she didn't understand why her best friend wasn't talking to her anymore. And the other friends told her that she was jealous. She wanted to get the award.
Wow.
And so I think when it comes to adults, it's a whole different thing. When it comes to teenagers and, young adults these days showing off their purses and their shoes and their, clear skin and whatever it may be. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people walking around going, I wish I had your skin. I wish I had your hair. I wish I had those shoes. I wish this and this and this. And I'm thinking, I don't wish things like that.
No, I'm always quite happy for people who
Me
are
too.
doing well.
I'm so happy for everybody.
Wow, but you know what? I believe it is something that is there.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's something we should talk about because, these younger kids and also some adults might be suffering through jealousy. And we want to be careful because jealousy, I'm not going to say it's innocent because it's misdirected for sure, right? I mean, the person who's being jealous, let's say, someone told me never be jealous and don't be envious. Is envious better than jealous?
Well, isn't envy one of the mortal sins or something? Yeah.
There's something like, I get some people might not be happy for someone because they're like, but why me? I'll tell you a funny story. Now, this just popped in my head. So I know someone, maybe I don't speak to this person anymore, but I know someone who was really upset with her best friend because her best friend already has money. Let's say she's pretty well off.
Mm-hmm.
And then that best friend won $100,000 in the lottery. Now, I would say, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yes.
That's so cool because, positivity attracts positivity.
Yeah.
It was perfect. I don't want to talk to her anymore. She won that money. She took it away from me. I should have it. She doesn't deserve it. I said, hey, how did she take it away from you? She won the lottery. There's lots of lotteries out there. Go win your own.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. She was so mad. It didn't make sense. So I tried to let her know. I go, why wouldn't you just be happy for her?
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll never win the lottery if you are upset if somebody else wins the lottery. You'll never be successful if you are upset that someone else is successful.
Right.
And if you have jealousy, then look within and do the work, because what is it in you? Lack of self-confidence, some really bad trauma, something, or many different things
Negative
that
beliefs
are making you think that they're better than you and you're jealous. It's not a good feeling to feel jealous.
No. And it's not good for you. And so like Brenda said, if you are somebody that often feels jealous, get some help. But the other thing about jealousy that you once said a long time ago, you said something about when we're jealous of other people, we could be actually sending them some negative mojo.
Oh, yeah. So think about it like this, Oh, someone's at work and they're dressed really pretty. Like, I love when I see people dressed up. So I'm like, you look good. I mean it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other people that say, oh, look so-and-so. Look at her heels. Look at her dress.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually putting negative energy in that person's
Yeah,
field.
like, who does she think she is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's unbelievable.
I'm Brenda and I love it. But, and I'll clear away the negative energy, so it doesn't matter. But there's a lot of people that don't know how to clear the energy, and it brings them down. Now, some people like the fact that they're giving someone negative energy, and this is stepping it up a notch, people. This is going from jealousy, which is not good and not acceptable. But I understand some people do it. They need some help. There's a bit of dysfunction and healing.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some people who take it to the next level and will actually become very jealous of someone who's charismatic, outgoing, good looking,
Mm-hmm.
and they will start to send negative energy on purpose because they understand how this stuff works.
So is that like somebody putting a hex on me or a curse or
Yes.
what do the Italians say? Malocchia?
The Malocchio,
Yeah.
the evil eye.
Yeah.
And then that can even go to the next level of hiring someone to do black magic.
So that stems from just jealousy, or are there other feelings that
Well,
stems from?
there's jealousy, there's anger, revenge.
So all those things can do that.
Yeah. But sometimes I have worked on cases that blow my mind. That the person that is sending that negativity is someone they met at a party that perhaps was offended because the person didn't stay and talk for the whole time, excused themselves and went to talk to someone else. That person was so upset by the way they were treated. That person who they just met at the party becomes their victim of sending negative, and it becomes an obsession. And let's look at it the other way. The person who's receiving the negativity. I have been the receiver of negativity, of black magic, of hexes and curses. And why did they affect me? Because I had a subconscious belief back then that they could. I didn't even know it was there.
Mm-hmm.
But what it did is allow me to heal and understand this better.
Mm-hmm.
But these things can be true. So when people come to me and say, I have a Malocchio, evil eye, do you believe in that? Yes, I believe people can do it. I believe people can be affected of it. Is it a nice thing that this world has? No. Do I understand why they do it? They're misdirected. They're separated. Do I condone it? No. Get the help you need.
But is there an opposite to that? Like, can I send somebody love?
Of course you can.
And that can impact them as much?
Love is, okay, there's two forces on earth. Love and fear.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who's sending out negative anything is working for the place of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Love is the most powerful frequency on this planet. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can always send out bubbles of protection to someone. I get a lot of people who send me negativity. I get a lot more people sending me love.
Yeah.
Right? And I have my protection, my guides. I'm that negativity doesn't even bother me anymore. But back in the day when I first started doing this type of work, I was very sensitive to negative energy because I had a lot of trauma, I had a lot of self-doubt, and that lower energy can allow that stuff to come in.
Mm-hmm.
So I was bogged down by negativity, and I got it a lot. Like, I used to love wearing a little cute outfit, the big heels at work, and I'd feel all good. By the end of the day, I would be depleted because of all the negativity people throw my way.
Wow.
Right? So it's a thing, but hey, if you're sending out negativity or you're a gossiper,
Yeah.
oh, wait, look at that. Like, I don't get it. But what I realize, I don't judge. I don't judge. When I see someone who's doing that type of behavior,
Mm-hmm.
I know they're coming from a place of lack of self-esteem, lack of self-doubt, and they're hurting. I don't know their traumas. I don't know what they've been through, so I don't judge.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm ever in the presence of someone who's gossiping or, making comments or anything like that, I always tell them that behavior is not right.
Yeah.
You know, in a very kind way. And are they all going to continue? Sometimes you go in groups of all that.
Yes. It's very contagious, that too.
Oh no, I would just sit there quietly and send love,
Yeah.
or I leave. But you know, back in the day when my kids used to play hockey, I dreaded going to the hockey games because it was so cliquey, and all these mothers getting together to make fun of some other lady. I was not all of them. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I was mortified. I'd be one of them, probably the ones they're making fun of, because I was more of a loner that would sit there and send love instead. But you know something? Okay, this is just all coming in. I was at a hockey game, and it was like the playoffs, so the big stuff. And these, not just women, there were a group of people, and they were going at the nastiest stuff about other parents on the team. I was never into that. So I sat a little further away, and I was sending love to everyone and everything. All of a sudden, this lady sat right beside me, and she says, "Brenda, is that you?" I said, "What?" She goes, "I just feel this beautiful energy. I was so drawn to it. I had to sit down beside the person." She goes, "I didn't know it was you." I said, "Yes." I go, I'm neutralizing the negativity, because that negativity could then fill the atmosphere, and there could be a very bad fight on the ice. That's because negativity is contagious, and then cause someone to be hurt badly.
Yeah, we'll talk about a place like a hockey rink where you can feel jealousy and anger and betrayal, and like, it's such a shame that there's so much negativity at a kids' hockey game in Canada.
Or anything. So that's where you can be the light too. Don't add into it.
Yeah.
As much as people want to pull you in, be the light. And I know sometimes we can't be strong enough to say, "Hey guys, like, or you can try to redirect the conversation."
Yeah.
That doesn't usually work, right? Or just sit there quietly, send the love. And if it really gets bothersome, then just leave.
Yeah.
You know, don't add to it. There's enough negativity on this planet. There is a pull towards negativity, fighting the light, fear and love, fear and love, fear and love. What side do you choose?
Yeah.
That's the choice you need to make. And sometimes when you make that choice to say, "I'm on the side of love," you might have some friends fall away because they love you being pulled into their drama. Enough's enough with the jealousy, people. It's time to grow up.
Yeah. So if you're feeling like you feel this jealousy, sometimes what we're saying is try to turn that around into being grateful for the other person in the moment. So you can catch yourself feeling that, because you know, we're all human, and sometimes we don't feel so good and can feel those ugly things, but you can choose to turn it around. You know, you control your brain, not the other way around. So you can have choices that you can make. And if you need help with that, reach out to us. We're here to help. www.sobrilliant.ca. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
If you have any questions or comments, visit us at sobrilliant.ca.
Sending you lots of love and light. Until next time.